On this video, I'll be doing a curriculum review of Impaq's Grade 2 Math curriculum. I was reading a passage in the Bible. It really focuses on discipleship and like talking about how to make disciples and how to grow them, and basically it talks about the importance of helping others. And it just got me thinking. I know this is like a story for another day, but it got me thinking, and I hope with these review videos that I'm doing, I'm able to help someone. Because I know when I was still searching, even now when I'm searching for curriculum, I always go and look for review videos. So I do hope these videos help someone, and if they have helped you, just indicate by liking the video or leaving a comment down below, you know, so that I know that at least one person got some value from the content that I create. My name is Thanda Xaba I. I'm a homeschooling mama with 5 kids. My eldest are twins who are in grade 3. Then I have one daughter in grade 1, the other one in grade RR, and the other one just in preschool. On this channel, I share content about home education, motherhood, Christ, everything basically about my life, and a little bit of vlogs here and there. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. On today's video, I want to do a curriculum review. I've done a number of curriculum review on my channel. I'll leave all the links in the description box. So if you're interested, you can go check out those videos after this one. Watch this one until the end, then you go check out the other ones and also watch them until the end, obviously. So on today's video, I want to do a math curriculum review for Impaq. Yes, we do have a South African curriculum. It's not just one, it's a number of them actually. Yeah, I know. It might be a shock to someone. It was a shock to me as well, but we do have a number of South African curriculum, and we have used one South African curriculum, which is Impaq. Now I want to give this background to someone who's new to the channel. Hi, consider subscribing. A quick background: we are a homeschooling family. We have 5 kids, like I've said. We've always homeschooled our kids, even though we were sending them to preschool and to school. So I was that mom that will come in the evenings and wants to read books, wants to teach their kids this and that. And the weekends I was looking forward to them because that was an opportunity for me to spend time with them and teaching them different things. So I've always done that until when we decided to take our kids out of school. I have a number of videos of our homeschool journey. Please check it out. My videos are here on my channel. But when we took them out, so the twins are my oldest, and they are now doing grade 3. So last year they were doing grade 2, and we used the Impaq's math curriculum. This is their facilitator's guide. So my experience with the curriculum was with my twins. So I have 2 students basically, but in the same year doing the same grade. So that's our experience basically with this math curriculum. And I do have an unboxing video if you want to see what comes with everything from Impaq. I do have an unboxing video for grade 2. This is the thumbnail, but I'll leave the video in the description box. I also have another video I have unboxing grade R, grade 2 and grade 3 material. So if you're interested in seeing what comes with the box curriculum, please check those videos out and just say hi when you're there. Now let's get to the review. In my review, I'm going to look at the material, like the structure, how they structured it, and my personal review. Oh, a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Impaq. Whatever I'm sharing here is just my personal review and what has worked for our family, for my kids. I'm not saying what worked for my family will work for your family. I'm just sharing what has worked and what we didn't like. So the things that we liked and the things we didn't like. So it's my personal review. The Impaq's grade 2 math curriculum uses a spiral approach. Now, I think if you've seen my previous reviews, I've explained the difference between the spiral approach and the mastery approach. Basically, a spiral approach is when you teach a child something and then you go back to review. So every time when you move forward, then you go back and review. And then a mastery approach is when you focus on one concept and you make sure that the child understands that concept, and then you go into detail in that concept before you can move on to another concept. Okay, so there are pros and cons to both methods, really. I think it depends on you and also on your child, and also on your future plans as a family, like for how long you'll be homeschooling and your reasons for homeschooling, and It just depends on a number of things. But the Impaq's curriculum, it uses a spiral approach. A spiral approach is ideal if you're planning to send your kids back to school, because they won't feel like they're behind. Like, I always make an example with the mastery approach, that if you were to send your kids back to school, you could. I believe you can use a mastery approach and still send your kids back to school. You just need to do your planning better as a parent, to look at all the different concepts and know which years you're going to cover which concepts and by when you can send your child back to school. But the spiral approach that Impaq's use, you can just, if your child was doing grade 2 last year, you can just take them the following year to grade 3 and they will adjust very well. Even in the middle of the year, the way they've structured everything, you can take your child like in the middle of the year and then they will just adapt to the school system. So it's more of a school at home. if I may put it that way, like it's more of a school at home. One thing I liked about the curriculum is that it's divided into units. So there are units and then there are days. So it's subdivided units and then there are days. I like that. Like you just get a sense of how you can digest the information and how you can teach your child, basically. So that was something I liked, and I think it's something that you might find useful, especially if you are new to homeschooling. If you're still trying to get your fits, that will help you a lot to have a structure in place for how to teach your child and how they break everything. So they break everything into day by day. I feel like the approach they use is more of like a school at home approach, and as a result you have about 200 or more lessons that you need to do with a child, and it uses the school's calendar ideally. So if you're not following that, maybe you might not like that. I do not like that. I don't like that, and somehow I just make it work for us. We won't be following that. Today the schools are opening, so we should be doing day 1 of unit 1, and then tomorrow we must be doing day 2 of unit 1. So you can make it fit your family, or you can just take it as it is and it's going to be like school at home. It's up to you how you homeschool, but you can always combine certain things. You can combine certain days, and I think the most important thing is to make it work for you. At least that's what we did. But the approach it's more of following the school calendar. So the South African school calendar, when the kids, like when the term starts, and if you start at that date, by the time they close, you'll also be done with term 1. Okay, now let's get to the lessons themselves. They have like an information box. I'll try and put pictures here as I'm talking about these things. They have an information box which basically summarizes the concepts that you will be teaching the child, or maybe it's like the goal that you're working toward, that goal. So it will summarize the concepts, and then it will also have activities and things that you will need. I like that. It simplifies your life, so you don't have to scan through everything to understand what are we doing. It just tells you right there, these are the concepts that you're focusing on and the activities you'll be doing. You're wondering why is the video paused? It's because I lost some footage, but I will continue with the parts that was missing. So they have information boxes. These are like a summary of the embedded concepts. So it will tell you to summarize the concept that the lesson focuses on. For example, like place value, counting, mental math, time, money, and so on. So these are great if you want to introduce some mastery approach into the whole structure. You can just give more information on that concept, or if your child is struggling, then you can pinpoint where your child is struggling really. There are also sections for days and so on, so like for day 1, 2, 3 and so on. And then they also have a resources list. This is very helpful as well to see what you will need for that lesson. And yeah, it comes in very handy, especially if you want to treat it like an open and go kind of curriculum. They have different sessions, normally like 3 per lesson, so they're like different sessions in the same lesson. So they have like 3 per lesson normally, with specific conceptualization focus. So the 3 sessions will have symbols for the facilitator and for the learner. So it just helps you to know what you need to do as a facilitator and the work that the learner needs to cover. Now let's move on to the lesson duration. In my opinion, it is child dependent really how long the lessons take. If they struggle with a certain concept, the session might take longer than usual. But
if they've mastered the concepts, then they'll just fly through that lesson. So it really depends on the student, I would say. And then it also depends on the facilitator. You can't really let the child do other work on their own, so you need to be there to explain some concepts. And if your child is also struggling to read, you need to be there to help them understand the instructions as well. But with us, my children were able to read most of the instructions that were there. But I think this is like the case with all the curriculum for like grade R up to like grade 3, when the children are still learning to read and they just need you to be there, sometimes. And then now let's come to the activities. There are about 340 activities. Some are quick and short, but others, they will take time, like I've said, depending on your child. I personally did not like that they had so many activities, especially because even if the child has mastered the concept, I kind of feel like if you didn't do the certain activity, it's like you didn't do it, even though you know that they've practiced the concepts, they know what they're doing, but it's just that I just want to tick all the boxes. So to me, 340 did feel a bit overwhelming for me. So the activities themselves, my children could do them on their own. And like I said, I think if your child can read instructions really and they understood the concepts, they can just go on and do the activities on their own. They don't really need you to be there. And I think this is good because it promotes independence. I really like that. I'm all about independence. They use different teaching techniques. Even in their activities, you'll see that there's like mental math and concrete work, which is like physical, work, like they have to touch things and use toothpicks, use this and that. So I also like that a lot, that they use different teaching techniques. They have aids. They have the facilitator aid and the learner aid. So there's I just show you guys. I think if you just watch the unboxing video, you'll see what's inside there. And then they also have the answers book, what you call a memo. But they have the answers for all the activities that your children are doing. So even if even if you don't know what you're doing, you can just go and check if the child did it right. Now let's move on to the assessments. They have a portfolio of evidence, and this is great. It's great if you want to register with the Department of Education and you also want to keep to see how your child has been developing. But again, it depends on how you homeschool. So they divide those assessments per term. So they have like 4 terms in there. A second disclaimer is that I'm not employed by Impaq. I don't work for them, and I've said this video is not sponsored by them. I'm just a parent. I'm a civil engineer even, so I'm not even a teacher. But I've been homeschooling for a number of years now, and I just want to share my experience with you. I hope you enjoy listening and learn a thing or two from this video. I also have hands-on activities that are created for my kids to work on. So if you're interested in those, you can just check out my TikTok or just look here. I have other activities that I would link in the description box.
Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you've watched until now, just leave me a green dinosaur in the comment section. Then I know you were with me until the end. I'll hope to see you on the next video. If you'd like to learn more about Impaq, you can check out the description box. I'll leave all the links to the videos that I may refer to in this video, and I'll also leave their websites in there, and then you can find out more information from them. Remember to follow me on social media. I'll leave all my handles in the description box. Bye.